So, if you don't remember, NXT had the roadblock. They had Obafemi versus Moose in a match that you said disappointed. I still have yet to watch it, so I couldn't tell you either way. But they had that match. Also on the show, they had a title unification match. Stephanie Bakir versus Julia. Stephanie Bakir ended up winning that, and she was heralded as NXT's first double champion. Now, you would think, oh, cool for her. There's no drama about that. She's first double champion. I mean, they just made the women's North American title or whatever the hell the name is, so it would make sense that she's the first champion, double champion. Well, some of you may remember a little wrestler called Mandy Rose, who used to be in NXT. Specifically, one user definitely remembered Mandy Rose's run in NXT before she got fired because she didn't want to close down her OnlyFans. And they said in a tweet, the first ever women's NXT double champion, exclamation point. Meanwhile, for the audio listeners, they have a picture of Mandy Rose holding two titles.
It's the UK belt and the women's NXT title. Looks like.
Yes. So the backstory on this is back when NXT UK was disbanded, they had Mako Sakamura, the champion at the time. They brought her into NXT. She had a match with Mandy Rose, and Mandy Rose won the match and became champion. Now, Mandy Rose, she commented on this post, because again, WWE, they sent out a post that Stephanie Bakir was the first ever women's NXT double champion. Now, Mandy Rose, she quote tweeted this. She said, haha, yeah, it's pretty pathetic, isn't it? Thanks for the recognition. Though, appreciate you. Prayer emojis. So, this guy, Pittsburgh Payne, nice alliteration there. They recognized that Mandy Rose was first double champion in NXT. But not so fast, my friends, because when Mandy Rose was double champion, it was actually not a double champion. It was a unified champion. This post got even community noted because readers' context.
Mandy Rose unified the NXT and NXT UK women's titles, but she didn't become double champion as both titles were unified as one.
So boom, Mandy Rose gets disproven. And also in the comments, they said, no, you weren't the first double champion. You unified the champion. So everybody went with Mandy Rose, what the hell are you talking about? It got so to the point where Mandy Rose felt the need to give a response.
It's so funny to me that the people that never held a championship before are the first to sit there and argue about what counts as a double champion. Listen, y'all can argue semantics all that you want, but I still held two titles at the same time. Yes, unified them. Thank you. And call it what you want. Who cares? Double champion, Mandy 2 belts, undisputed, badass, whatever. It still doesn't take away the fact that I did it. So, y'all can keep fact checking over there and I'll just keep winning. Mwah. Have a great day.
So she proves she doesn't know anything about the industry that she was in. She doesn't know the difference between unifying and holding two titles. She's doubling down on her stupidity. And she's the one that brought it up in the first place. This wouldn't be an issue if she didn't fucking open her dick liquor. So she's the one that cares, and she wants to make it act like she's above it all. Fuck you, you cunt.
There we go. Again, this was clearly, she probably saw the attention she got on the first one, and it was like, okay, let's keep going. Because she's talking about arguing semantics. I held two championships, so that would make me a double champion. But yeah, clearly it was a unification match. You weren't double champion. Just take the L. You lost this one. And acknowledge Stephanie Bakir as the first double champion. Now, that guy specifically said first women's double champion. The initial post, I didn't see if it said women's or not. So I actually just caught that. Because maybe she's the first women's champion. Like I said, they just made a second title. So that can only be possible within the last, year or so, however long the North American title has been. But let's just go ahead and recognize that Keith Lee was actually the first double champion. If you take the gender roles, and I'm told in 2025 that's a thing, removing the gender roles. So Keith Lee was the first. Keith Lee was actually the first double champion. So if we're going to talk about the semantics, so let's just acknowledge that he was the first. But let us know what you think in the comments on that. This is not really necessarily a story, more of a discussion. If you watch SmackDown, they announced for the first time in Hall of Fame history, they've added a new, I don't know, segment or category, whatever you want to call it. And it's called the Immortal Moments. They're actually inducting matches themselves into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And the inaugural Immortal Moment match is Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13. That is your inaugural WrestleMania moment match. Now, this is the talking point. Is that the right match to be your inaugural match? Because I can think of other matches before that. Maybe it being like one of the more iconic, you can say it sprung the Attitude Era in itself.
It sprung the Attitude Era. It elevated Steve Austin's career. It put a new wrinkle in Bret's career. It was the double turn. It was the fact that Austin didn't pass out. It was the feud up to that and after that. I mean, if I was going to put my first match, it'd probably be Hogan and Andre, but...
Yeah, I tried to think about it through. I was like, okay, yeah, Hogan and Andre would be the inaugural, but clearly they're not going to do that. But what about a match that was on that same WrestleMania card in Steamboat versus Macho Man, which is, by their own admission, the greatest WrestleMania match of all time? That's by their own saying. So, I don't know. When I saw this, I was okay with the whole concept. Actually, kind of adds a new wrinkle. Your motor starts to run like, oh, this match could get in there. This match could get in there. And then I was like, the first match? Kind of weird. Like, I would have maybe went Steamboat versus Macho Man as the inaugural.
I don't know. If they would have picked like Rock versus Cena or something, I could see an issue with that. But
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with Bret versus Austin.
that's fair. I mean, if you're going to have this, obviously that is one of the matches that you would add.
They probably also picked it because they're both around to talk about it.
Yes, that is also a thought. They're both alive. They did announce that they'll both be there to accept the whatever they get.
Yeah, they're going to attend the Hall of Fame.
I heard the Hall of Fame and WrestleMania, they ain't doing so good in the ticket sales, so let's add this so we can bump up the ticket sales. Obviously, the main reason is because there's like 900 things going on at WrestleMania, and they all cost like $900 to go to. So unless you're like a Bitcoin billionaire, there's no way you're going to everything.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Just off the top of my head, they have Stand and Deliver NXT. They have Night 1, Night 2 of WrestleMania. They have the stupid roast. They got the Hall of Fame. But let us know in the comments if you agree with Stone Cold and Bret Hart being your inaugural Immortal Moments. Let us know what matches you would like to see added to the list, even though we didn't tell you. But you let us know what matches.
Well, we said
What
Hogan
matches?
and Andre.
Oh, yeah. There is a lot of matches that you can just throw in there.
Yeah, wait
They
until
just,
like fucking Michelle McCool and Beth Phoenix gets in there or some shit.
You know it's coming. How many years before they start throwing in women's matches? If it's warranted as a match to be in there, that's fine. But how long until, we're just like throwing women's matches just because we got to check a box off? Probably year 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
You'll let us know real quick. Oh, there it is.